Greetings and welcome to another edition of The Great Goddess. Praise be to Goddess. Praise be to Goddess. Well, here it is, another Wednesday, and today I'm going to discuss Father's Day and the implications for goddess worshippers of Father's Day. Now, Father's Day is a very tricky subject for me. Next Sunday is Father's Day, and it's the most patriarchal day of the year because it's a Sunday, which is the holy day of the Christian Church. It's a Father's Day, which means it honors the male aspect of divinity, and it's patriarchal because it encourages filial duty and children toward their fathers. So I have mixed feelings about Father's Day. It's okay for people who have all right fathers, but my father was abusive. So if your father was not abusive, great. More power to you. Enjoy Father's Day. Celebrate it with your father if they're still alive. But if your father was not great, if he was mean-spirited or a tough father or maybe even downright abusive, then join us. Join us in mourning on this Father's Day. And I mourn every Father's Day because I had an abusive father who was extremely abusive of me. Okay, he was extremely abusive, like Ted Bundy abusive. I mean, that level of hatred toward me. He hated me. My father hated me, even when I was just a little girl. He hated me just for being born a woman into a man's world. He hated me for that. And he sexually abused me and mentally and emotionally abused me as well. He was very verbally abusive. Okay, he called me little toilet paper and threw me in a closet and said a judge was coming to take me away and I would never see my mother or my grandmother or my dog ever again. He was very, very abusive, and he raped me. For those of you who have bad fathers, Father's Day is a time of introspection, and I recommend that male goddess worshippers take the weekend off and spend it in the company of other male goddess worshippers. All the male goddess worshippers get together on Father's Day and discuss their bad fathers if they had bad fathers, and discuss their fathers in general if their fathers were tough on them. So it's a time for male bonding and bonding in goddess worship, and reflecting on bad fathers we've had. I know I'll be reflecting on it, and what the cause of that could be, why I could possibly have an abusive father, and what people can do about it. One good thing that you can do is go to therapy. Getting together with other male goddess worshippers to bond is a form of group therapy. And discussing bad dads and how that makes you feel about being a male in this society, and what implications it had for you in your development. All of those things. All of those things are worth discussing, and they're worth discussing in our society because our society does not give us an unfather's day, Our society does not give us an option to mourn on Father's Day. We're supposed to celebrate with barbecues and lots of meat from abused animals, and cookouts and picnics. And the women of the family are supposed to make potato salad and pasta salads and cut up watermelon. And the dads are supposed to grill. And they're supposed to get new grill tools and presents and ties. So we know what Father's Day is, and we know how it's celebrated. But we don't know how to deal with the bad dads in our lives. And trust me, there are lots of bad dads out there. So for those of you who have been abused, celebrate this Unfather's Day with me. And if you're male, bond with other goddess worshipping males and discuss the bad dads in your lives. Go on a retreat. Go on a retreat in the woods. Now, I can't organize this for you because I don't have the resources to organize it for you. So you'll just have to find other goddess worshipping males, maybe join a neo-pagan group and find some other goddess worshipping males. And on Father's Day, you can bond with them and discuss the bad dads in your life. Because let's face it, a lot of us come to goddess worship because of bad dads. Because we were so repulsed at the idea of a male god after being so abused by a male. And let's face it, the male aspect of divinity should be gallant, chivalrous, kind. But that's what a male should be. But in our society, males are very abusive. Males in general are abusive. Is that a reflection on the divine masculine? Is it a reflection on the divine masculine, or is it a perversion? So that's something you can discuss and come to your own conclusions, whether the divine masculine is perverted or not. But certainly setting the masculine above the feminine is a perversion. So in that way, either the divine masculine is a consort to goddess or reviles goddess and sets itself as the highest power, as in patriarchal religion. And so that's something to discuss. And you can discuss how you feel about goddess. You can discuss how you feel about your dads. You can discuss how you feel about patriarchy and patriarchal religion. It's all in Christianity if you were a Christian, or Judaism if you were a Jew, or Islam if you were a Muslim. Those are all things that are worthy of discussing. So this Father's Day, you know what to do. You know what to discuss. And you may not know where to find it, but neo-pagan and Wiccan covens are a good place to look for fellow goddess worshippers, because there aren't a whole lot of us out there. But that's a good place to start for males that worship the divine feminine. And then just discuss the possibility of going on a Father's Day retreat and discussing these issues with them. And there's a lot of enlightened males out there who would be more than happy and willing to discuss it with you, and to discuss how they feel about how the divine masculine is portrayed in the Bible, and how the divine masculine is set above the divine feminine in our society. Those are all worthy things to discuss. And the women can get together too. There's nothing stopping the women, once their men are away on a retreat, to discuss how they feel about their masculinity, for the women to gather and discuss Father's Day and the patriarchy as well, and what that's meant to them in their lives as women. So get together this Father's Day and discuss these things. The weekend is the time. The men should be on their own, having a retreat, and the women should bond while the men are away. I'm Sarah Jane Alpha signing off. Have a terrific week, and bond with your own gender on this Father's Day.